Hello, students. This is Miss Easterly. I'm going over Roman government and society for your Google slide, and this is video 1. So we're going back to the future, or I should say back to the past, because we're going to review ancient Rome, which is all stuff you learned about in 6th grade, and I'm sure you remember every little thing I taught you and your other teachers, but just in case, let's review it anyways. Government, quick review, the system to govern a state or community. So the Roman government changed and it was very interesting. It went from the Roman Republic, where it was run by the people. The wealthy men ran the government because this is ancient Rome. And from the Roman Republic, it became the Roman Empire, where the government was run by one person or an emperor. In the early Roman Republic, there were two types of social classes. One was the patricians, and of course they were male. They owned land and they were rolling in the dough. They had a lot of money. They made a lot of decisions in politics. Then there were the plebeians. They were the plebs. They were the shopkeepers, the business people. They were the farmers, and they didn't have a lot of money. They could not technically own land, and so they didn't have political power. Both the patricians and the plebeians paid taxes, and they both had to serve in the military for a certain amount of time to be considered a Roman citizen. However, they could not intermarry because the patricians wanted to keep ultimate power and control, and they didn't want the plebeians to be able to have hope and marry into a higher social class. However, the plebeians were sick of that and they went on strike. They threatened to march out of Rome. They threatened to take the military with them because there were way more plebeians than there were patricians. And so the patricians were like, whoa, 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 we're sorry. We'll give you some power. We'll give you your own government. And so the plebeians had the assembly of the plebs, and they're able to make some decisions, but they weren't as powerful as the patricians for some time. In the Roman government, in the Roman Republic, there were two consuls, praetors, the Senate, assembly of the centuries, and dictators. And of course, all these people that were able to be in the government had to be patricians at first, because once again, the patricians had unlimited power. All right, so the plebeians, like I said before, went on strike, threatened to leave the military. Now they have equal power-ish. Patricians still have more power for some time, just because people hold those prejudices for a long time, even if people are able to have the same rights. There were some issues in the Republic. For instance, there was a food shortage because of the wars with Carthage and the Carthaginians. I'm sure you remember that, where Carthage came into ancient Rome by crossing the Alps with the war elephants. It was run by Hannibal. However, Rome did win those wars, but their empire was left devastated because when you fight in a war, usually there's fields that are burnt down, farming crops are ruined, and things just take a while to get rebuilt. So while there was some problems in the Republic, this one person named Caesar came into power and changed the face of the Roman government. Now, Caesar was part of a triumvirate between Crassus, Pompey, and Caesar, meaning the three of them were able to have power over people, and they shared power equally in theory. However, Caesar went to battle with Crassus and Pompey to become the ultimate ruler. And once he crossed the Rubicon, he became Rome's first emperor. So Caesar was loved by some people and feared by others. And eventually he was stabbed in the back 23 times and was assassinated by his own friends in the Senate, who feared that he was becoming too powerful. Now, this person came into power after Caesar. His name's Augustus, and he was actually Caesar's grandnephew, I believe. And Augustus was an emperor of Rome. And this is when you start seeing that transition from the Roman Republic run by the people to Roman emperors. Now, Augustus brought this era of peace in Rome called the Pax Romana. And also people really liked Augustus because he changed a lot of things for the people and made Rome more of a fair place for the people who were living below the poverty or who were plebeian still. So once again, the government changed from the Roman Republic to the Roman Empire, and the Roman Empire at its height is all this land covered in red. So northern Africa and Egypt, up into Spain, Portugal, England, Italy, Greece, Turkey, and some other areas as well. Basically, all of the Mediterranean was conquered by Rome and the Roman Empire at its height. So stay tuned for video number 2.